said, who that's in USB? Black man, I'm so handsome, no apologies. I'm so fire burning like a 3rd degree. See, super cold winter like a cold breeze. Say man, can you tell me what you see? I ain't stressing, I'm just blessed to just be one of me. My melanin looks so beautiful, don't you agree? I just had to take some time to just go love on me. So pardon me. You thought that you could kill me with pressure. That's what made me a treasure. Whoa. Black one, yo, I just made us an anthem. Let's take it to new levels. Yeah. Take it in. Take it in. Let it out. They don't wanna know what you about. Yeah. I'm good. Yeah. DWT, I'm so good. Yeah, yeah. Take it in. Take it in. Let it out. Let it out. Yeah. They don't wanna know what you about. I'm good. I'm good. So DWT, I'm so good. I said, who that say you ask me? Black man, I'm so handsome, no apologies. Second nature, feeling amazing when it comes to me. You'll never see this kind of love posted on TMZ. Nah. Everything around me flourishes. I know that I got a purpose, building generation after generation, breaking the way to be through the curses. Took some time, I realized that I'm worth it. Promise everything I got, man, I earned it. Just a black boy joy anthem. Let's take it to new levels. Take it in, and let it out. Oh, I'm good. Said I'm so good. I'm good. Yeah, yeah. Take it in and let it out. Cause they gon' wanna know. Man, I'm so good. So melody, I'm so good. Said I'm good. You thought that you could kill me with pressure. That's what made me a treasure. Whoa. Black one, yo, I just made us an anthem. Let's take it to new levels. Yeah. You thought that you could kill me with pressure. That's what made me a treasure. Ooh, whoa. Black one, yo, I just made us an anthem. Let's take it to new levels. Yeah. Take it in and let it out. Oh, I'm good. Said I'm so good. I'm good. Yeah. Just take it in and let it out. Cause they gon' wanna know. Man, I'm so good. The melody, I'm so good. Said I'm good. Yeah. Thought that you could kill me with pressure. That's what made me a treasure. Whoa. Black one, yo, I just made it to the end. Let's take it to new levels. Yeah.
One, two, I've hustled harder than most. I'm a beast on these streets, got a revolver I tote. For these niggas trying to take me off the block where I post. Up dailies, sip Baileys out the bottle and smoke.
Hey, man. Say, man. What's up with it, family? What's the damn deal, man? This is JuniorTheTruth, and this is indeed your Black Coffee Club live for Monday, March 4th, 2024. The time is now 8:21 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, man. If you had to be there at the top of the hour, you are now officially tardy. You're officially tardy. However, you know I subscribe to the thought process of don't ever waste a good late on just being tardy. Anything worth doing is worth overdoing. Moderation is for cowards, man. So we go ahead on and set it off. It's Monday. Why wouldn't you set it off? Go ahead on and just be late, man. You know what I mean? It's Monday. We got to conquer this week. You feel me? We're going to set the tempo for the week. You're going to start off. It's not really about starting off being late. It's about starting off operating in your full confidence. You know how confident you got to be to walk up in a place an hour after you're supposed to be there? Like, you got to be confident. You got to be confident. You feel me? You got to be bad as barbecue. So if you already 21 minutes tardy. Just go ahead on and get there at 9 o'clock, man, and just be officially late and show up with donuts for the office or something like that, man. But salute to y'all. I am indeed Junior the Truth. You can follow me everywhere via social media. I can be found with the handle Junior the Truth, JuniorTheTruth, and that's over all the social media platforms, man. But if you're really looking for me, you can catch me over on the Simple Truth Network, www.thesimpletruth.network, man. It is our super information exchange. And if you really looking for me, man, you can find me over there. You understand what I'm talking about? You can find me over there, man. Salute to the family, man. I really truly appreciate y'all coming through, man. What's up with it? Lucchini, this is it. What's up with it, Lucchini? Salute to you, family. Salute to my Ohio brethren, whatever, man, in the building. What's up with you, bro? Salute to you. My brother Omega Red in the building. What's up with it? I thought it got kind of country in here. You feel me? I thought it got kind of country. And I know why you here too, Omega. Omega saw the thumbnail and seen that silhouette. And he figured he was trying to come see what was going on with that silhouette. Salute to my brother Thomas Few Sr. In the building, man. Y'all be sure to go over and check out Thomas Few Sr.'s YouTube channel, man. Go subscribe to my brother over on YouTube if you haven't done so, man. We over there getting to it like lighter fluid, man. Salute to my brother. Salute to 704 Joe in the building. What's up with you? Salute to the scholar Kevin Dunbar in the building. What's up with it, Kevin Dunbar? Salute to you. Salute to ATX Red 41. Open parentheses, Slab Life, LYFE. That is LYFE. That is Lion, Yellow, Frederick, Earl. Close parentheses, Texas flag, hashtag TWT. I got to talk my military talk so I can communicate to my the powers, my friends that are authorities, because this nigga on the run. You feel me? As much as this boy changed his name, this boy here is on the run. Salute to KP from KC5 in the building. What's good with you? Salute to my brother AJ in the building. What's up with it, AJ? Salute to my family, Trill Will, LDBC, or nothing in the building. What's up with it? You feel me? Yeah. He said, Omega Red said, our people are already 400 years late. Salute to Corey, aka New Fat Boy in the building. What's up with you, bro? Salute to you, man. He didn't change his name to Corey. You feel me? It's really Corey, but it's spelled Corey. You understand what I'm talking about? You know them Indians ain't gonna act right. You know them Indians ain't gonna act right, man. Salute to y'all. I really, truly, genuinely appreciate y'all, man, coming through and showing love. Salute to old school Winston Lee, man. He day drinking early. He come in day drinking early. Salute to old school Winston Lee in the building, man. Man, I guess I can go on and get to it like lighter fluid, man. Today is a very, very special day. It is a very, very special day, man. We do have a special guest. I've been promising that I was going to get this guest up here and introduce to some, I guess, and I guess reintroduce to others. I don't know. You feel me? Because I'm pretty sure some of her people gonna come over and watch it and see it, and then they already know her, but they just want to see how she gonna do over here in the Black Coffee Club live with us. She is relatively new to the community for you all, but I've known her for a great deal of my life. So we're gonna bring in my sister, Tamika R. Moon. What's up with it, Meek Meek? What's up with it, Meek Meek?
Good morning, Junior. Good morning, fam.
Oh man, salute to my sister Tamika R. Moon from the Happy Hour Conversations podcast here over on YouTube. How you feeling this morning?
I'm feeling well. I am well energized and ready to get the day popping and started.
You know we keep it real over here, girl.
Absolutely. I tune in Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
All right. Okay. Man, so well, let's just start off the top. First of all, Omega says, salute Sailor Moon. I'm gonna ask, well, tell us, I guess we'll just start with let's start with I don't know how I want to start. Let's start with the podcast.
Okay.
Tell the people how to follow you and how to follow the podcast.
The podcast Happy Hour Conversations with Tamika is on YouTube and Spotify, also on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. Happy Hour Conversations with Tamika. You all can follow there as well.
Yes, indeed. So, all right, let's get to it. How did we? What is the premise of the podcast?
So, Happy Hour Conversations with Tamika is a women's platform. It's a space where women can come, share their stories, share their voice, redefine themselves. That's what we're all about. Redefine themselves, redefining the puzzle pieces that kind of shift throughout life, and giving themselves permission to live. So we help them kind of process through their stories, share their stories, and normalizing stories for real.
So you just said something interesting, and I gotta push you to go deeper on
Okay.
that. You said giving women, and salute to all the sisters in the platform. I'm expecting salute to Lala, you in right on time. I'm expecting everybody to go over and show Tamika some love over on YouTube. Check out the platform. I've actually been over there and listened to her podcast as well, and watch the podcast as well. So y'all be sure to go check her out. I'll put the link in the description of the video. And I'll put the link in the chat to go over to her channel. You said giving ourselves or giving themselves permission to live. What does that mean?
Absolutely. Too often we living for others. Too often we are doing things for others. We're putting, and let me make sure I clarify that there's nothing wrong with doing for others and doing for your family, right? But somewhere in there we lose our identity. And so we do for our families, our husbands, our significant others, moms, dads, whatever your situation is, and we often forget about ourselves. And so we lose ourselves in that. And so we have to come back, redefine ourselves, and say, you know what, it's okay for me to put me first. A lot of times it's hard for us to do that.
Man, why? Okay, so let me push on that too. Why? Why is it hard? Do you think it's hard?
Because we women. We are women, and it's just in our DNA to put ourselves on the back burner and take care of our children. And honestly, that's how we're taught in the world, to be honest with you, is that you take care of household, you take care of family, and your needs come last. And I mean, that's in my opinion. I think we're taught that as well.
Yeah, I think there's a socialization there, and I'm not gonna pull no punches, Meek. I'm not gonna play around with it. I can only speak for the shit I've been through, and I see that in Black women. You know what I mean? Women, indigenous women, if you will, Indian women. The women that I grew up around were definitely nurturers. All my aunts, my grandmama, my elder cousins, even my cousins now that are my age now. I'll be clear. There has kind of been a shift in the women, but at the same time, I grew up around women that nurtured and loved, and they assumed the identity of nurturer, of mother, or whatever, and it was extended beyond their husband, their children. You know what I mean? Now you're dealing with nieces and nephews and cousins and neighbors and coworkers and people you just encounter in the street. You know what I mean? Or whatnot. And so, yeah. And I just remember, when my grandmother passed away, and just being at her funeral and the tremendous outpour of love and people who like just had come, and it's people who were there who hadn't seen my grandmother in 20 years but came because she had such an impact on their lives and she was such a nurturing person. You know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah. All right. So when you said permission to live, and then you said the things that you said, it kind of took me there. All right, I want to get off of that. So how did you begin the podcast? How was the podcast conceived?
Oh man, that's a loaded question there. Whoo, I might cry on the podcast today.
All right now.
Happy hour conversations with Tamika. Honestly, podcasting itself, I would say it found me. May 17th this year, I am approaching 5 years that my mom transitioned, that she left this earth physically. And I was in a dark space. It was a real dark space and time for me. And to be honest with you, I was just I was just existing, not living. And it was a real hard time. And I can just remember saying, once I get through this and praying to the higher power, once I get through this, I just want to live with purpose. So I guess it may have been 2022. I told 2 people what I wanted to do. And at that point, it was talking about grief, right? Because when we go through a process of grieving, we are expected to come back and just act like life is normal. Well, life wasn't normal for me. So I told 2 people what I wanted to do, and that was talk about my story. And I talked about my story, got 2 other friends of mine who was also grieving the loss of their parents. And we just sat down with a mic and started talking. And from there, it just kind of took on a space of its own. And Happy Hour Conversations with Tamika was birthed.
Man, we're gonna have to do another show already, because I wanna dive in on that. So the origin of your show was basically a platform where you came and you opened up the platform for people to grieve, or to express their grief, or
Yes,
to process, or go through their respective grieving process, and to have,
absolutely.
it seems like, a support community.
Yes, it was. We brought people on to talk about their grief process. And I still will bring people on to talk about their process, right? But that was the foundation of it, because I believe in normalizing grief. I think normalizing grief should be a movement.
Mhm. That's a fact. Because, like, man, I'm so puzzled by the way we handle grief, right? Because we mismanage the emotions in the grieving process. You feel me? We mismanage it. When I say us, I'm talking specifically about our community. Like, this is, if you are not a part of our community and you're offended by this, I apologize. I don't apologize. This conversation just probably ain't for you. Just sit back and relax, man, and just watch the work, I guess. But our community, the way we handle grief is, like, for me, right? So, and I can talk about my process, and this is not a happy hour conversations. Like, this is the Black Coffee Club live. Y'all don't get it fucked up. But this is a powerful piece. So, like, my grieving process, and I had some significant losses in my life, right? And so my main thing was, well, one of my main things was, I've always been peculiar with the way that I've been handled during the process. So, like, for instance, losing my father, right? And I'm sitting there, and then people come, and people don't know what to say to you, and whatever the case may be, and then people say shit like, it's gonna be all right. And I'm like, nigga, you feel me? Like, nah.
Mhm.
But
It's gonna be all right. God don't give you more than you
yeah,
can
God,
handle.
yeah, man. If you don't get your bitch ass out of here. But it's one of them things where, so that has because I believe in the power of words, right? And I believe in the power of intention. And so I've been one of those people that I always am mindful of my words. You understand what I'm saying? And so I'm a person that I'll not have the words, but I'll grab you and I'll just hug you. You
Mhm.
feel me? I'm not gonna play with you. I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm not gonna, if I now, sometimes my spirit guides will give me the word. Sometimes the creator will give me a word to say, a word of comfort. You know what I mean? But sometimes I don't have a word. And when I don't have a word, like, I am totally okay with not saying nothing. Sometimes I'm a person that I'll just come and I'll just sit with you. You feel me? And I'm just there. But anyway, I'm always mindful of our process, the grieving process, and the way that we literally mismanage the grieving process. And this is gonna be bad. This is deep too, y'all. So y'all bear with me. But I'm so serious about this. Like, I don't even want a funeral. You feel me? Like, I'm not finna do that to my kids. I don't want my kids and my loved one. I don't want them I don't want a funeral. You see what I'm saying? Y'all just uh do what y'all do. If my wishes, it's personal and spiritual, but I want them to carry out my wishes, but I don't want a funeral. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be stretched out in front of the church. I don't want people to come up and love on me. You feel me? I don't want I don't want all the women that had never loved me to come up and kiss me on the forehead and stuff me. I'm a player. I don't want all the I don't want none of that. Like I just want to just transition peacefully, and I want my family to start their healing process, and I want my children to start their healing process because of the way we mismanage grief. Like I don't want uh to transition, and then I'm stretched out in front of the church, and then they go bury me, then they come back and eat fried chicken and macaroni and cheese and do the fucking electric slide, and my kids sitting there like, the fuck is we gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Like, nah. So anyway, it's funny that I'm not funny. I think it's very powerful that you have that process, especially not that process, that platform, especially at a time like this, because of the amount of death that we're seeing and that we're dealing with. I've never seen this much death before in my life. And so I think that that's very, very powerful.
I want to add something too, and this is just to inspire others that may be on the platform, is that because you said that we mismanage grief, right? And so you have to go back to, why do we mismanage grief? We didn't have anybody before us talking about grief. At least I know I didn't. Like my parents, uncles, aunts, uncles, nobody in our family, we talked about grief. And so then you get to our generation. And so, like you said, mismanaging, and it's really about teaching the others, our children, how to handle it, and they have to see it from us. And so it's about changing, right? So even with us mismanaging, we have to do better so they will know how to handle grief in life.
Yeah. I'm with you. And I really think that, honestly speaking, see, I told you we gotta do another show, and we not finna do it today, Meek. We're gonna talk
Okay.
about you. We're not finna
Okay.
talk about my thoughts and what I'm thinking, but I'm gonna give you this though. I feel like there has been a process where we've been socialized so far away from who we actually are. And I think the grieving process has become very, very murky, because it didn't used to be this way. Like there was a point where it used to be a celebration, and there was and it was, what I mean, it used to be almost honorable when people transition. Like it was an honor. You feel me? And it was a celebration of their life, and we were able to really reflect, and we were able to pick up the baton and keep moving. You know what I mean, with regard to what we did with our families and our respective, our land, and the things that we had going on. When you go back through our families and we trace our genealogy, and you go back and you see the family cemeteries, and you see people that were buried on their land, and you know what I mean, and it used to be like, some of us had a rites of passage where we had to go out and we had to know who was buried in the cemetery. We had to know our ancestors, all of that old stuff. And so it was definitely when we were more in tune with who we actually were and what we actually did. It was more of that's facts, King Vonnie. It was more of a send off to go over and transition into the ancestral realm than it was like a burial. This is it. Oh, what am I gonna do? I'm not finna see him no more. Like, and we've gotten so far from from who we are. And I think that and I've never thought about this until I'm talking to you, that the grieving process and the process of us transitioning has become so murky. But anyway, I digress. I want to talk. You said, look like you was about to say something else.
No, I agree. I agree with everything that you're saying.
Okay. Sweet Tea, I'm sorry for ignoring y'all in the chat. Salute to everybody in the chat. Lala D, what's up with it? She said, my mother wears all black until her grief subsides. Her mother and grandmother did too. Sweet Tea, the cheetah, says, after all these years, I still feel like I'm grieving. It definitely changed me. Yeah, I lost my father in 2009, and it's the same. I lost my grandmother in 1999, December 1999, and I still cry. I lost my grandfather my junior year, your sophomore year in no, my senior year, your junior year in high school. And I lost my grandfather, and my grandfather was my first best friend, Meek. So when we were that my senior year, I was first team all state, right? And
Yep.
so I had you girl, I'm gonna act like you know the work. You know the work, Meek. So I was so I had these, these articles in the paper. So my granddaddy had all my articles in his wallet. You understand what I'm saying? And he would carry all the articles from every article written he had in his wallet, and he would go and he would show people. You know what I'm saying? This is how the relationship I had with my papa. And to this day, like, I miss my papa. You feel me? And I do stuff like, my papa smoked a pipe. I have pipes. You know what I mean? I smoke pipes sometimes. Sometimes I go outside and I just sit and I smoke my pipe and just think about my papa. You feel me? So, like, I'm still, like, the grieving, it doesn't stop. Like, grieving does not stop. And that's the thing that when we talk about grief, like, and I told you we gotta do another show, but that's the
We
thing.
do, because that's the part that we need to normalize, right? That it doesn't stop and continually talking about it, right? And sharing the stories, how you feel, and all of that, but it doesn't stop. I feel like, again, I'm approaching 5 years, and sometimes I feel like I'm back at day one when I got that phone call about my mama.
Yeah.
So it doesn't stop, but you got to keep. You have to keep pushing, and I think that's where, again, how Happy Hour Conversations was birthed, because through my mom's transition gave me the opportunity to realize, like, life is short. It's a cliche, I guess, when people say it, but then when you have experiences, no, life really is short. My mom passed away, and she transitioned. It was unexpected, so that gave me, once I got up through that dark space in my life, to look at life through a different lens. And I was just like, you know what? I don't want to keep just not using my purpose, not using my gifts and my talents. I don't want to just keep being comfortable in a space of getting a steady paycheck. It's time for me to really start living out my purpose and pouring out everything that's in me. Because one of these days, I'm gonna take that road too. So I need to use all of my gifts and my talents.
Yeah, my brother Omega in here dropping bars. I think he just be talking crazy. He says energy doesn't die, it just transfers.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he in here dropping big bars. He says my ancestors and family energy are within me. You feel me? And that's what
Absolutely.
that's what you just talked about. Salute to my brother Be About the Farms in the building. He said he lost his grandma a year ago yesterday, and I miss that lady so much. Man, yeah, it's the real deal. Salute New Fat Boy Fitness. And I know New Fat Boy, I know he's still grieving, the loss that he feels. You know what I mean? Man, you said something and Omega just messed it up in my head. Oh no, we got to talk about this. So you was about to start dropping bars because you start talking about living in your purpose and whatnot. So let's talk, because not only do you do the podcast, you're also a business owner. You know what I mean? You're a business owner. Businesses.
Yes.
But so talk to me about that transition and how it came to be. And you just said not wanting to do the 9-to-5 thing anymore, but pursuing your purpose. So let's go ahead on and get it. Talk to me about your businesses, what you actually do, whatever you're willing to share, because some of it I want you to keep under your hat. And then how did they come into existence?
Okay. So we know we got the podcast. So that's one business. Another business I won't share too much about is a shared living space, right? And then another business is my t-shirt company. I do t-shirts. And so when I made a decision to I guess when I made a decision not to go back to my job that I have been working at for probably well over 15 years.
Okay, stop. You made the decision not to go back to your job. How? How did we get there? How the fuck did we get there?
The truth.
You better not lie. They're gonna throw tomatoes.
Okay, so let's see. May, my mom transitioned. And I wasn't going back then. Like, I had already made in my mind that I wasn't going back. And I'm lucky enough to have a support system to where my loved ones was like, okay, I understand what you want to do, but you got to at least go back. You got to go to therapy. You got to maximize your medical, and let's make this transition a smooth transition. And so I went back. I think I was out maybe about 5 weeks, maybe 6 weeks. I ended up going back to work. I knew going into 2020, I was just like, I'm about to make a change, and I will not come back. So I actually wrote my exit letter early, and I turned it in. I wrote my exit letter early. I turned it in, and I was just like, obviously I was grateful for the job, but it wasn't. I knew I didn't want to go anywhere within the job. It wasn't my purpose, right? I was comfortable in getting a paycheck, and so when I wrote that letter, I was like, you know what? I'm not returning. And 2020 came, and then COVID hit, and then, a whole bunch of other stuff just kind of unraveled. And to be quite honest with you, it was probably my first time ever in life because I still needed to have income, right? So it was probably my first time in life that I bounced around from jobs, Amazon, and I realized I wasn't a labor worker, but I knew I needed a check. Who else did I work for? Kroger, Ship, Uber. I was doing all 4, 5, 6 jobs at one time because I knew I still needed money. But doing those type of jobs was well worth me still trying to figure out the businesses that I wanted to do, versus going back to a job that I knew I had no investment in climbing up the ladder. And so I figured out a couple things. I kind of dabbled in a few things. I dabbled in learning how to make t-shirts, coffee mugs, and a couple other things that I was learning how to make. And then, they just kind of unraveled into businesses.
All right. I'm going to tell you the truth, because this is what we do.
What's the truth?
You left out something, because you told me, and what you just said was, before everything had happened and occurred, and you decided that you weren't going back, you said you had got to the point, I had already decided I wasn't going back. So what that says to a motherfucker like me is that you had a moment or something transitioned before the transition of mom, and you decide not to go back. There was something that happened, or there was some process that went on. What was that process to cause you to get to the point to decide that you already had decided you wasn't going back to work?
The transition of my mother. Now, don't get me wrong. Prior to, I was already on the fence about leaving, probably about 4 or 5 years before.
Okay, why? How did you get there? Why?
Because I wanted something different, and I knew that that wasn't anywhere that I wanted to be as it relates to climbing the ladder or staying in my career.
Why?
So you said why?
Yeah, why?
Because I wasn't utilizing those skills. I wasn't utilizing my own skills, gifts, my brain, or any of that. Honestly, it was a job that I can show up at and just do with my eyes closed.
And how did that make you feel?
Empty. Made me feel empty, but getting that paycheck made me feel safe. So, but it would definitely made me feel empty.
So you felt empty. So you decided, that led you to believe or feel that you wanted to do something different.
I've always known I wanted to do something different. I've always knew I had an entrepreneur spirit, if I'm gonna be honest with you. I've always known it. I just never took my own initiative to step out on faith and trust the process.
Yeah.
But I've always had an entrepreneur spirit. Ever since I was little, I've always had business ideas. They just never materialized.
Nah,
so it's always been in me.
No, you didn't make them materialize. They didn't just.
That's true.
Yeah, you didn't make them materialize.
That's very true.
Okay. So let me ask this then. Since we didn't got the rabbit hole dug, we might as well jump in it. What kept you from pursuing them? Like you said, you had these ideas and you always knew that you was different. You felt that you was different, and so what kept you from taking the plunge earlier? If you really think about it,
I think money, and just being. So if I'm being honest, it's scary to be in an uncomfortable space. It's scary to be in the unknown. It's scary to just jump out there. It's scary to be uncomfortable. So if I'm honest, just being uncomfortable and not knowing if I was gonna have a paycheck, knowing that you got a secure paycheck However, at that time, I was getting paid every 2 weeks. Knowing I was going to get this paycheck, that provided security for me. Mm-hmm. So to say, you know what, I'm going to go from this security and I'm just going to jump out here and do it. At that time, I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. But I'm also a believer in timing, right? So I just believe that at this moment, this was my time. This was my time to do it.
Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed. All right, I'm gonna keep it a bean from my experience. I've always had an entrepreneurial spirit as well. I've always done things. I've always had something going. Always, from selling candy in school to, you know what I mean? Like I've always, saw how the Prince said, I've been a hustler since I learned to use a lawnmower. Yeah, I'm one of them. Always something, you know what I mean? Building slingshots, selling them in the hood. Like I always been him. And so for me, I bought into the, go to school, get a job, get a good job, go to college, get a good job. Like that was like, for us, right, in our generation growing up, that was the gospel for us. And that was preached to us. And so, like, remember what it was like to go to actually graduate high school and then go to college. Like, you were just like the apple of everybody's eye. And then fuck around and actually stay in college. You feel me? Because everybody that went, a lot of people came home and went to work at the plant and shit. But to stay in college and then don't fuck around and graduate, you feel me? So that was just kind of it for us. And so when you go through that, then you into this career and you just like, damn. Because you got to realize when you go through the college process and you haven't attended the Ohio State University, I'm gonna put your, I'm gonna put your shit out there, your credentials out there. To go through that, like you have to, you learn so much about yourself, right? And your abilities to navigate the rigors of higher ed and the rigors of education, of post-secondary education, right? You learn so much about yourself. And I'm gonna tell you this. I have this theory. This might be the first time I've ever said it. It's almost criminal to develop all of those skills that you need to actually get a degree from an institution. And it's almost criminal to take all of that and then go work for somebody. Like, it's literally almost criminal when you learn how to deal with people. You learn how to handle your affairs. You learn financial management. You learn time management. You learn discipline. You learn personal accountability. Like, this is only the people who actually graduate grasp these things. Mm-hmm. It's almost criminal to go through that process, get that degree, and then go work for somebody, especially for the salaries that they pay. But that's almost criminal. Like, in my opinion, going through my process that I went through to get my degrees, right? And the way I kind of came to doing everything I'm doing, it was just kind of like, this shit is almost criminal. You feel me? Like,
I agree.
This is criminal. Like, I'm getting robbed. You feel me? If I can take these skills and you're gonna pay me $100,000 for this, what the fuck can I make if I just take my skills and attributes and employ them for my actual self, for myself? It's almost criminal. And so that's kind of, my theory on it, because you learn so much going through those processes, that process of education. The same thing for those of you all who are in the military. You know what I mean? You all went to the military, got your military education. You got all these skills, all these attributes. It's almost criminal for people to go and have an established career in the military and to come out and go to work for somebody and not have your own business. But all right. I digress. We fell into the traps of, you know what I mean, going to school, getting an education, yada, yada, yada. And then at the end of the day, though, you realize that this just ain't for you. Like, something's missing. You feel me? Like, and it ain't for everybody. And there's no knock on people who have their careers, who are career people. Y'all rock out, man. Do it, whatever it is that you do. Once again, like I said on the post the other day, you have your brand and you the CEO. And if that's your brand, then do what you do. But for me, it's just kind of like, And so I understand that. What has been your biggest challenge? Don't say money. What has been your biggest challenge maintaining your businesses?
My biggest challenge, I'm gonna be all the way honest, is believing I can do it and trusting in myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's my biggest challenge. And so I have to remind myself, when I tell you I got a good group of people that love me, because I tell you I have people that believe me more than I believe me, and so they deposited me, if not every day, every other day. But I think that's my biggest challenge. Being successful is scary. I don't come from a background of I guess I could say a lot of success, depending on how you
Mhm.
determine success. Um and so I would just say my biggest challenge is trusting that I can do it and changing the narrative for my family.
Yeah. And that was the thing I meant to mention when I was talking earlier, was that it was very difficult. One of the things that kept me before from like, cause truthfully, like, this shit, I should have done this shit 25 years ago. But it was being around people who weren't like-minded. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like, being around people
Absolutely.
who were taking their ass to truck and bus and they was cool. You feel me? No knock on them people. No knock on nobody. Salute to my family. I know some of y'all gonna listen to this. Don't take no air in your chest. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Being around people who had no problem, like, literally working, and that's what they wanted to do, and they wanted to elevate in their careers working. Like, for me, so when I say, hey man, I'm about to start this business, it's like that shit falls on, you know, dead ears. And then also us being from where we from. And it's a good thing that you live where you live, because the fabric of the city and the culture is different. But being where we from, it's not gonna be a whole lot of support for what it is that you trying to do. You feel me? Unless
Absolutely.
you got
Listen, I
that.
still get family members that look at me like, you doing what?
Yeah,
Why don't you just go back to work?
yeah, never. Bitch, you crazy.
you
That's
know?
what you gotta start now. You all nice and sweet. I'll be like, bitches, you crazy. Ain't no way in the nah. But yeah, so it's being around people that'll determine this. And I feel like this conversation is really, hopefully it's helpful for everybody in the chat. Salute to folks in the chat. Hopefully we haven't offended too many folks. If we did, fuck you.
And
But
you said something too, because you also got to be careful in telling people what you gonna do and what you want to do, right? Because you got those people who's never taken, have stepped out on faith, taken a risk, or don't have that experience, and so you have to be very careful, because if you're telling the wrong people, just like you said, like-minded people, you telling the wrong people, then they are in your ear about what you should do. So you got to be very careful on how you navigate that as well. Early on, I don't know if I would say that was a challenge, but I think there were some people I had to learn, like, yeah, you're not ready for me to say what I need to say. You love me and I understand that, but I can't tell you how I'm about to move because your mind space isn't there. So my group of people it was very small.
hey, Tamika, tell Lala D wants to know. She said, "Are you from Ohio?"
Yes, ma'am. Born and raised. Dayton, Ohio, raised, Columbus polished.
Whole lot of West Side shit on this podcast today, Lala D. It's a whole lot of West Side shit going on. Lala D, you know what yeah, she's from Dayton, Ohio. We actually went to high school together. She's a year younger than me, but we actually went to high school together. I've known her for a very long time. Meek was one of them little cool. She was one of them little cool, little jazzy chicks when we was in school. She used to wear she had them shades, and then she seemed like she was older. You feel me? And you was fucking with them old dope boys then too, wasn't you? Wasn't you messing with them old niggas?
Listen, we're not about to do that. I ain't doing
Yeah,
this on the
yeah,
podcast.
yeah. I know we ain't finna do it. Yeah, she one of them. She one of them little, you like, yeah, she fucking with them dope niggas. You feel me? And so she was cool though. She was always cool. She was always fresh. She wasn't never like, let me tell you this, let me love on you for a minute. You wasn't never in no mess. You feel me? Like, nah, you always been solid. Never in no mess. None of the little gossipy, none of that shit. Like, it was always, and then your energy was always the same. Like, you always been that way. You know what I
Thank
mean?
you.
Yeah, you solid in the motherfucker. Yeah, Meek, she always been that way though. She always been that way, but she from Ohio, Lala D. Whole bunch of West Side shit going on the podcast today. Salute Boxing the Barbecue. I see you. All right, so we got the challenges. We got the. Okay, so how? Let me ask you this, and then we gonna wrap it up. Feel like I done had you up here and put you through the ringer enough. What is it that you want the people to know about you and about your platform that we're gonna assume or we know that they don't know?
What I want the people to know, I want the people to know my platform is really about building sisterhood and building relationships. And moving women into, like I said, just assuming their own identity. I am everything woman. I want people and women to know that they can use their voice, that they can use their story because their story might help somebody else. But I think most importantly, just using your voice. I think we have to learn how to use our stories, not be embarrassed, not letting our past define us, and just knowing that our stories help ourselves and it helps other people when we are being I guess I could say transparent with purpose.
Man, you scared me. I held my breath when you said trans. I was about to kick you out of here. About to kick you up out of here, man. You was about to get jazzed up out of here, man. You said trans. I'm like, oh Lord, I'm about to kick her out of here. Hey man. Hey man. So this is what I'll say. I think that your first of all, salute to I love when sisters love on each other. I love when sisters support each other. I love when sisters come together and can get together and have powerful conversations. I love when my sisters get together and it ain't no mess. You feel me? It's just totally uplifting and upbuilding of each other, which essentially will lift and upbuild our nation. Y'all don't let that go past y'all heads. Essentially, when the sisters come together and they're able to move with purpose and with power, they're the pinnacle piece, the most important piece on the board with regard to raising our social economic status. So I love your platform for that, and I love that. And I think that it is a great opportunity for sisters to go together and to engage in literal sisterhood. Because what happens is we end up being displaced. You know what I'm saying? Like you have people displaced when they don't have a place to go when there's positive or people, sisters, when they don't have a positive place to go and it's, they go here and it's a mess, they go there and it's gossip, go here and it's that, and they're attracted to all of the stuff that is the opposite of raising our social economic status. So I salute you for that and providing that platform. I think that I think your platform is going to grow tremendously. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
I think we're going to continue to work and do the things that we need to do to get you there. And I just believe that I think that there is just this shift that's taking place in the whole dynamic of what we have going on. And I'm talking about as a collective, like the collective of our people, our culture. There's a shift. And I think that platforms like you are right in line with this shift that's going on, man. And so I really appreciate that. Now, people who want to support your business, how can they support?
I was follow on all social media platforms.
Mhm.
IG, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, Happy Hour Conversations with Tamika.
Mhm. We about to fall out up here. What if they want to place an order? What if they want to purchase some
We about to
merchandise?
fall out.
Yeah, we about to fall out. What if they want to purchase some merch?
So we working on merch. The store should be open in April.
Okay, so we're
And
waiting.
all of that information.
We're
We're
waiting.
waiting. Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. We are waiting.
Okay.
It should be open in April. And the information will also be attached to all those platforms as well.
Okay. So we're not falling out about that. What if can a person hire you this is why we're about to fall out. Can a person hire you to do some of their, if they want exclusive merch or if they have a brand or they want their own merch done, do you do that work? So if I send you a logo, can you put it on a coffee cup and mail it to me?
So
Did
not
I
coffee
follow?
cups, but t-shirts.
Okay, so you can do
I do t-shirts, sweatshirts, and hoodies. And
Okay.
depending on the quantity, yes, I
Okay.
can be of service, but it just depends on the quantity that the individual needs.
You downplaying it.
Do I do a lot? No, I do a lot of business, Brandon.
Listen, if you need a t-shirt done, if you need a sweatshirt done, contact Tamika. This is why we're gonna fall out, because she's not gonna get up here and promote. But I'm gonna get up here and I'm gonna drop my and stand on it. Contact her. Hit her up via social media. Let her know, especially all of my independent platforms, all of my content creators, so on and so forth. If you need some product done, contact her. You should be wearing your own product. And I'm guilty of it. I got on my New York Knicks shit. You should be wearing your own product in your look at this. You should be wearing your own product in your videos. You know what I'm saying? You should be wearing your own product. Listen to me. Contact her. Hit her up via social media. We're not going to put all her personal email and stuff out there. We ain't going to do that. Don't be calling her. Don't be calling her. Talk about her mouth. Omega Red. If you hit her up, bro, you need to hit her up to get a goddamn a dead squirrel emblem on your t-shirt. You feel me? But yeah, hit her up. She does the work. That piece that she has on, she did that. That coffee cup that she's drinking out of, she did that. She will get your brand work done. So y'all hit her up via social media. What is it on Instagram? It's Happy Hour Conversations with Tamika.
Yes, Happy Hour Conversations with Tamika.
Okay, so the link will be in the description. Happy Hour Conversations with Tamika. Y'all be sure to hit her up. All of my content creators, everybody, my small business owners, people that I was about to say somebody's funeral, but don't do that. Just hit her up, man, and get your orders in. You're gonna have to start, girl. Get to this money.
Yes.
Get to this money.
You got me together. I take correction.
Shit, man. He said, Omega Red said, I already did, Junior. You like, Meek, thank you so much for coming up here and sharing this space. And I'm gonna tell the truth now. Meek was nervous today, y'all. She been nervous since she called me Friday. Nervous. And I was like, all right, we'll touch base on Sunday. Touch base on Sunday. She was nervous. Hit her this morning. She was nervous. She couldn't even sleep. Before we went live, she spilled coffee all on her desk. You know, I'm gonna tell. She spilled
now why you telling all the business?
Oh yeah, I'm a snitch. I'm a rat tattooey. She spilled coffee all over her shit. I'm like, girl, we just finna go up there and talk. It's cool. Ain't nobody gonna bother you. But she was nervous, and I'm glad that you came up here because you're usually on the other side of this. You know what I mean? Asking the question and facilitating the conversation. So thank you so much for coming up here and being an open book with us.
Thank
Tell
you
the
for
people,
having me.
yes, ma'am. Always, and you're gonna come back because we gotta push back. She say she want me on her platform, me and T-Few to come over on her platform. I don't know, man. That might be your shit might get banned if I come up there. You know, hey,
y'all coming over. I got to do a co-ed piece.
Hey,
and
man.
y'all coming over.
Say, man. Hey, man. But listen to me. Really, truly, genuinely appreciate you. We do. So tell the people anything you want to say before you leave, and tell them one more time how to follow you.
You know, I just want to tell everybody, because I think we talked a lot about being entrepreneurs, but just move in purpose. Make sure you are just moving in purpose, using your gifts, your talents. And if that means that you are working for someone, make sure that you went to the highest level that you want to be at, and make sure you are coaching people up, pouring back into people. But if I don't say anything else before we leave, move in purpose. Live your life in purpose. Do not let your talents, gifts, and skills just sit and be dormant.
Yes, indeed. And that's whatever it is that you do. Everybody's not going to create a business. Everybody's not going to be entrepreneurs. Some people are going to be career people, which is cool. It's a beautiful thing to find something that you can dedicate your life to and build a career and provide for your family around it. And it's positive. You understand what I'm saying? That's great. But be sure that it's fulfilled, and be sure that you hold on to your integrity. Don't do anything that's going to cause you to not be able to look at yourself in the mirror. You feel me? But Meek, thank you so much. You tell everybody how to follow you. Did you say that?
Yes.
Say it again.
All social media platforms, IG, Facebook, YouTube, and Pinterest. Happy Hour Conversations with Tamika.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much, Meek. I really, truly, genuinely appreciate you. And I'm pretty sure we'll get on the horn later.
All right. Thank you.
Salute to my sister Tamika R. Moon coming through, man. Salute to the family, man. Thank y'all so much. Y'all be sure to go over and check her out, man. We'll put her contact information will be live, or excuse me, it'll be in the description of the video, man, and I'll be posting it all over social media. So y'all be sure to go show sis some love. Hey man, salute to y'all. Salute Mahari. I ain't speak to you, man. AB, I got you, bro. Omega Red said I need a phone number to follow. See what I'm saying, bro? You ain't about the right stuff, bro. You ain't about the right stuff, bro. Come on, brother. Country boy up here, boy. Man, jeez Louise. Hey man, very, very powerful conversation with my sister. Very, very, she has a very powerful platform. I'm so glad she came up here, man, and showed us love, man. Salute to y'all. I'm gonna say this, man, before we get ready to go. Y'all know I believe in conquering the mornings. I believe in conquering Monday morning. Today is a Monday morning. Set the tempo for your week, man. Set the tempo, set a strong precedence for the rest of your week, man. Get in here and really truly get to it. Like lighter fluid. I'm done with trying to convince you all of the importance, because you know exactly what it is that you're supposed to do. So let's just get to it, man. Let's get to it. Have a very, very, very powerful day. Have a very, very powerful week. And salute to you all. Also, thank you all, everybody that shows love to the Black Gentleman Grooming Company. We do have a line of handmade grooming products, specifically all natural handmade grooming products, specifically with you in mind. So be sure to come check us out, www.theblackgent.com. That's www.theblackgent.com. Really, truly, genuinely appreciate y'all, man. I can't express it enough. And salute once again to my sister Tamika R. Moon of the Happy Hour Conversations. Man, this is Junior the Truth signing off, man, giving you your daily reminder to view your life like a pair of dice until your life looks like a paradise, man. View your life like a pair of dice until your life looks like a paradise, man. I'm a Ohio-born player, made. If you don't know anything else about me at the end of the day, I got to keep putting.
We offer the best grooming products for you. Yes, all natural and handcrafted too. We wanna help be your swagger, your style, class, and luxury. We make our products tailor-made for you with high quality. Yeah, so get in style with the Black Company. To give you swagger, style, class, and luxury. In luxury, yeah. The Black Gentleman Company. To give you swagger, style, class, and luxury. In luxury, yeah.
Located at www.theblack